Da-da-da. Okay. All right, we're finally on. Welcome. This is the Life Game Design app. I'm Michael, and I made Life Game Design. It's a productivity app and life management app for gamers, and it's got a whole bunch of features. But today we're going to be building the short-term dashboards. I've actually already got them set, so you just kind of see how they're laid out. Excuse me. And I'm just going to do a bit of polishing, and I'll just explain kind of how it works. So this is the home of the dashboards. I'll show you the database and how it works. A lot of people, instead of making uh, how they navigate their workspaces by like individual pages that aren't linked to databases, it's so much better to use actual databases as the pages that you're going to view, because you can see and account for all of the things that you're going to hold within each page. So what we're going to do today, I just need to turn my music down. You can't hear it, but I'm playing some gaming original soundtracks. Uh, Over here, you can see that I've got yesterday, today, tomorrow, this week, all of these things, and I can account for all of the pages that I have within them. And it makes it really organized and helps me keep track of what I'm building and how the workflow should be as well. And the biggest benefit is that instead of having a, let's go back here, instead of having a dashboard where it would be like APTN, let me show you what it would look like. If I just copy the links and paste them there, I know a lot of people just have their ones look like this. And so you just got a landing page that would be like dashboards. And this is how they would set it up. And it's boring as fuck. Maybe I shouldn't swear so much, but you know how annoyed it makes me that people don't apply the game design to it, basically. Game design has the best meld of both aesthetics and functionality. And for some reason, the Notion community just doesn't think like that. I'm like, because a lot of Notion use cases are for businesses and stuff like that. And in business, you just think about functionality, but you don't think about aesthetic functionality, which encourages you to use the system. And so if you're making this for your personal life, you definitely want to apply both amount of business productivity, but more importantly, game design. Because playing games is all about productivity. You've never played a game where you don't do anything. You're always engaged. And so let's get this show on the road. Let's go into the short-term views. And these are made from the core databases of having areas. Well, we don't need areas in this. We need projects, tasks, and notes to be able to do this. So if you have those core databases, you know how to sync them together, then we can get onto that. Okay, so all of these buttons up here, this is our menu bar up here that we can use to go to the home page. This is Life Game Design Pro. You go here to the dashboard, and then you've got these main views. And then what we're doing is these short-term views here. And so this set of buttons up here changes dynamically as you go into different pages. So we go to yesterday, and then we've got this link here that shows us how to go back to where we came from. Just going to color it in. Cool. And so if we want to go back, I'm going to get rid of this possibly. Yeah, if we want to go back, we can use this. And so we go to yesterday's views, and yesterday it's going to show us our dashboard of what we had yesterday. Basically, we can see our project stats and notes. So our highlight is here, our projects, and our tasks and notes are all here. I'm going to change the color scheme to blue for anything that is not an achieve thing. So let me set that up first. And we're going to color scheme these blue as well. So I'm going to write projects here. And do tasks and notes. So as you can see, you just chuck everything into a callout box and it looks pretty sorted like that. I'm going to get rid of these. I want to add the spaces. I don't like the underline anymore, so I'm going to get rid of that. But I do like this. Oh, don't mean to do that. Just, I want this line there. Yeah, I like that. I want to make it uniform throughout all of them. Oh no. Well, I want to make them uniform throughout all of them. Take that, drag it there. And let's do this scheme. So all of these are looking the same. Make them more bold. And let's make them blue too. Alright, and now I want to sort out this little message here. And yeah, it's going to show me these mini guides. The mini guides are a way for me to take account of everything that's going on in life game design and just see quick guides. So for me, what I want to do is open this in full page. I want to do that in another tab. And find my developer page for the mini guides. Here we go. Now I think I need to fix one of these. Just going to check that these are all right. No, looks like they're all sweet. Okay. Oh, let's go back up. Get rid of this. And we're on yesterday. Okay, so I want to be able to see a highlight mini guide. So I'm going to copy it from here. Oh no, that. And I'm going to put that over here. And I can afford to put one more mini guide here. But I don't think it's necessary. I'll just leave those three there. Space them out. Cool. So we've got highlights, so you can know what that is. APTN and the main. Okay. Cool. So I usually have like a walkthrough and a whole bunch of database explanations on these views, but because these are what you would see in the mini games, I haven't put them in here because if you want to know what the mini games are, it's these. This is like a workflow to understanding, organizing, and optimizing your life, and you get a step-by-step guide into how to design your day, design your week by doing this. But in our dashboards view, if we go back to the dashboards, this is a way to do it just really quickly if you already know exactly where you need to go and what you need to do. Alright, so what I mainly want is this. I just want to check the filters. So the way I make the highlight is, if you look at the previous video, I went over this, but basically you have a status that's achieved for focusing, a priority that's urgent, or something that's high on your tier list. Your tier list is like how fulfilling that memory was for you. And so every project in life game design becomes an achievement, and you have highlights, which are either things that were very productive, or you have things that were very meaningful to you. And so now if we look at our highlights for yesterday, we can look at our projects that we had. That's all good. We've got a calendar here. And we've got active. That's all cool. So we can see, yeah, all the stuff we had yesterday. And what we want to do is the same for tasks. Just want to check. Okay, and our notes. We just want to see a list of our notes that we had yesterday, but I'm going to make this red because you can't actually add anything there. URL erase. Yeah. Because if I add something here, it's not going to do anything because it's yesterday's notes. So that's fine. Just leave it like that. Okay. And it reminds you, if you need to manage these, you go to the mini games. All right. So I go to yesterday's achievements. And yeah, I just want to see achievements breakdown in all these different ways. And we go to projects and tasks. So I just want to check the filters all right. Yeah, cool. Gonna add the status here. Oh no, this is adding a whole new status. Whoops. Okay. Cool, so you got your OctaCore and status. You can see what you did yesterday in terms of achievements. And this is a more solid breakdown of that over here. Page cover, I'll make this small. You got your highlight, big thing. You see your OctaCore distribution. I'm gonna make the calendar vividly a week thing. And change the icons to make them more fluid with the whole app. Okay, I'll do the same down here. This should be a triangle. And this should be a icon like this. Okay. So let's try adding some. Change the OctaCore. That looks so good. Okay. Oh, and I want to change this sub-project and task project down here. That looks sweet. Do the same for this. Make everything very similar. And in this view, I don't need the progress, so I don't have it. That's fine. So let's sort this out. Very nice. Okay. And I'll just make sure this is all thing. And get rid of this menu, because I don't need that anymore. Cool, I'm liking how this looks. So following the different themes. Okay, so that's yesterday done. We do today, which is relatively the same. Again, I'm going to change these icon colors. But now you've got a whole bunch more of customization options. So let's do the top first. Let's do a top-down workflow of working through this whole system. So first I want to color in all of these. Make sure these are working as intended. And I also want to go into the database. Oh, see, yeah, this is SWOT for some reason. So you always want to do these kind of like quality control things when you're building, especially. I saw one here that needs to go. And these top menus here need to go. Cool. All right, so that looks all fluid from that side. Now I want to make sure that these look all fluid too. So what I want to do is do the same as what we did in the previous database. And first I want to change these icons to make sure that they all match. So today's achievements, I want everything to have a play button. I guess I can just do it from here. So let's do that now. Okay. And now I want to change this and add these. I want 2 spaces. I don't want the underline anymore, but I do want 2 spaces. And I want it to be blue, unless it's achievement section. So this one would be tasks. Do it, do that, and notes. Make sure there's 2 spaces. And highlight it. Okay, and I want to make sure it has these lines here. Again, quality control. And change this. Cool, this looks all good. I'm going to make sure all the filterings are right with this, because this is exactly how I want it to look. Okay. So I've got these, this is right, and the filter, that's all good. Today, so sweet. Change these icons, that's what needs to happen. Really smooth so far. Okay, and the same with the status, priority, and just these icon changes. Just going to check in this, that the filter's right, okay. And for the notes, all I want to do is change this to today. So I need to make sure the filters are that the last, yep, that's cool, last edited time is today. And for searching notes and stuff like that, I will leave it. So that's our today dashboard. I just need to make sure this mini guide is good. I need to delete this because it's irrelevant. I've got the mini guides here. I will add, I think I'll just leave it with these 2 again. Unless I want to add the highlights mini guide, because that's probably the most complicated out of all of them. I've got to link this manually. And I'll put that over here. Cool, this looks good. And I just leave this here so people know. If you don't know how to use this, it means you haven't played the mini games, so that's pretty much it, because these are really basic views. Yeah, the whole point is that I don't want this to be the primary way that you use the app, because this is more for pros who are speedrunning it. Because generally, if you come here, you're going to be confused. And I'm fine with people being confused in this section because it will drive them to the mini games anyway. Alright, I want to get rid of these underlines. I liked them before, I don't like them anymore. I think this looks a lot more clean. Okay. And as well, I'm going to keep this theme of the play button. So instead of that, we go to the play button. So now do the same for these. Just keep a solid theme throughout the whole thing. Okay. I'll leave that there. This is looking all good and nice. Just want to make sure that, yeah, I've got to change this. Use sub-project progress and the task progress down here. OctaCore, and I also want to add the status, just in case people want to change it later. Okay. So I want these to be in a smaller view. I want this highlights to look like this. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, we're going to change the icons, and this is pretty much how you would go about kind of like just overviewing how the day would be. So in terms of looking quickly at like what you achieved today, I think that can be, yeah, really motivating. Okay, let's do this. And especially plugging that in with the OctaCore framework. If you don't know what OctaCore is, go watch the video below. But basically it will help you understand each area of life you're making progress in. Alright, so just a quick few icon changes and we're sweet. If you want to watch me do some more like from scratch builds, the last stream I did about doing phone dashboards, it wasn't, yeah, that was a lot more from scratch than just this kind of like update thing that I'm doing here. Because you can pretty much get this in the free version of Life Game Design if you want to go download it in the description. But what we're doing is updating it to the pro version, just because it's a bit more, it's just got more views essentially. So let's get rid of these underlines. So yeah, now we can break this out into just these more individual views. And I'll literally just go ahead and delete this. Well, oh god, what did I do? I'll go and delete this and take it from where we had it in the day dashboard so that I'm not confusing myself about things. And so that it's all more uniform. If I can copy it. There we go. Okay, so we just need to adjust this. We need to get rid of these two. That's fine. Leave that here. So we've got a highlight, we've got projects, and we need to readjust this. These haven't copied over, that's fine. I want the highlight mini guide. I don't need this. So let's relink this. highlight of the day mini guide. Cool. And go to my mini guide div page, and I want a, what do I need? I want a projects mini guide. I think I can afford to put 4 here. So I've got a highlight. Let's put that back. I'll put this in front, it'll be easier. So I've got projects, highlights, main mini guide, and let's do, I think a status. Status would be handy. Cool. Let's get rid of these. Few projects you have today. And just this message here, that's fine. Nice. Okay, let's do the same for the tasks and the notes. Get rid of this. And yeah, let's do a top-down workflow. So get rid of these two. And go to the mini guide div page. So you want a tasks mini guide. Man, I wish these would link properly. But oh well. Where am I at? Tasks in depth. One thing with Notion is that when you're looking for pages, it's such a pain. Even though you like write the exact name of the page that you're looking for, it's like so hard to find. Like, what is even going on right now? Here we go. Okay, so we got the task mini guide. I need to make 2 columns /2C. Do that really quickly. Subput with main mini guide, and I want to do status. Yeah, just status. See, if I paste it there, it's fine. But if I paste it here, it's gonna, oh no, oh, we got lucky. Okay, let's go. All right. So we need to delete these and get rid of notes and just be left with tasks. Easy. And actually, this is its own thing. That looks like how I want it. Get rid of that. Just tidy things up. Okay. Cool. So all the tasks we can see that we have for today, we can see by status. What is this? Okay, I need to fix that in the other one. That's the calendar. So let's go to today dashboard and make sure that's right. Okay. That's looking all uniform. Cool, and now we just polish off notes. And this is actually a lot more comprehensive than what is already in the today dashboard. So I think for this one, we can just leave it like that and just add the relevant mini guides that need to be put in there. So I'll copy this and push this in there. So all of your notes you have today. And I want to add a whole bunch of notes mini guides. Notes mini guide, easy find. Okay, what else? You want the note type. Damn it. Alright, note type. Go. And 3C, 3 columns. So we got notes, note type, and the main mini guide. Okay, I want to add this. So make sure there's 2 spaces and then notes. Highlight it, bold it, make it blue. Looking good. I'm going to change this into cards. I think it looks like a lot better. That. Medium cards, and I'll make the load limit 10. Page content. The sort is good. The filter should be exactly this. That's fine. And now we want to show the right properties. So I want to show the areas it's from. I want to show the projects, the root projects that it's from, and I want to show the status, OctaCore, the note type, and if it has a URL as well. So let's order these how we always do. So it's fluid throughout all of Life Game Design. And so what I use notes for is like saving things. Like if I had if I had like a weightlifting program that I found, I would apply it there, and just random stuff. Like a packing list or something. So an experience, if you were to plan your holidays, you do like a packing list. Keep it there. Okay, note type. So the note types, everything starts as an idea, and then you can change it into a framework, a website, or media. So video on travel sites or whatever, put into media. Websites on like an article about it, put here. If you want the extra level of organization, not really necessary. It's really an extra thing. So packing list. If this is something you're going to reuse, I would put it into framework so you can see that this is something that you're going to reuse. You've got them ordered by OctaCore as well. So I can see all of my like training program stuff, or I can see all my holiday stuff, or contribution would be all my work stuff. Okay, that's cool. Let me just see the filters on these. And then we've got a URL only view, which I think is really cool. Alright, I think that's all we need. Cool. That is done with the short-term dashboards polish. So I'm just going to overview everything again, set up everything to be on the right side of stuff. Let's get rid of this so we've got more space. Cool. So this is how it will look normally. So this is what I screenshot to the community. Basically, let me show you what it looks like. Just grab my snipping tool and be like, yo, this is what we got up to today. Post it in the community. And yeah, keep each other accountable to all this stuff and see what your highlight is and see what you got up to today. That's how I would do that. And on top of that, you'd probably want to do like your achievements. So in the morning, I would design my day using the design minigame. That's in the minigames over here under design. You've got a day design over here that will help you step-by-step design your day. But once that's done, I would go back to the main dashboards. Yeah, this is like an easier way. If you already know how to design your day and stuff like that, you don't need like the step-by-step tutorial, blah, blah, blah. You can just come here. Cool, so this is done. I want to replicate this for all these other views. But first I'm going to sort tomorrow out. So let's do the same process. Let's do a top-down workflow. Let's make sure all these buttons are working and show the right thing. And I'm also going to have to change the icons that they have. So at the moment, you've got these. I want tomorrow to be a right arrow. Oh, and it should be yellow. Yeah, cool, because tomorrow is like that. Alright, I'm just going to check that yesterday has the same flow with yesterday's achievements. Yeah, I need to make this a left. Okay, cool. So everything looks proper. Okay. So let's again do the blue theme. Get rid of this, and we need to turn this into a toggle. Let's steal it from the today. Let's copy it like this. Let's show up dark modes tomorrow. Call this tomorrow. Cool, and this is actually, let's be very smart and just steal the whole dashboard that we've had in the today dashboard and just change the filters. And just get rid of notes, because you can't have notes for tomorrow. Cool, so tomorrow we're here, paste it there, get rid of this, and then change the today into tomorrow. So view all projects and tasks you have tomorrow. And it can, oh damn, these are so annoying. APTN mini guide. And highlight. Alright, so now that we've done that, all we need to do, because we were smart about it, is change the name and change the filter. So if I go to filter, change it to the next day. Oh, actually, no, I need to do it like this. Otherwise it will include today, I believe. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because if we left it to how it was, it included what we were doing. So to test that, I'm going to make a project. I'm going to call it, the highlight of the day is going to be a Dr. K podcast. And so that is sorted. Now we need to do this, change the icon to the right, call it tomorrow. Copy this so I don't have to type that out again, but I don't think I need to anyway. Alright, change this to is tomorrow. That's all sweet. Do the same with our priority. Is tomorrow. And all the other views are fine. And I realized I spelled tomorrow wrong. Thank God. Wait. Oh, yeah, I didn't update. There we go. Okay. So if we change this to focusing or awaiting, that shows up here. Set it back to focusing, shows up here. Alright, it's looking really good. Now, we need to do the same for here. Is tomorrow. Same with this. Okay, cool. That tomorrow dashboard is set up. I'm just going to add a space here so it looks more evenly spaced out. I like how this looks. Let's make this a bit more in line as 2. and make those same very small aesthetic changes to the today dashboard. Okay, and a space up here that's even. Nice. Alright, back to tomorrow. And check our guides. Yep, that's all sorted. Alright, look at this. And to do tomorrow's projects and tasks, it's already sorted. We just copy this and get rid of this. Check the guides, okay, and we can change the guides to better reflect the granular nature of what we're doing. If I go to today's projects, I want to steal this over here, so let's steal this and take it to tomorrow's projects, replace it. Let's hope, yes, the things worked. Okay, I'm happy. So for your projects you have tomorrow, I've got to make sure I change the wording. But now, delete that. Get rid of this. Cool, that's sorted. I do want a bit of a space here. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you got your highlights and projects that you got for tomorrow. You can view it really easily. You got your mini guides, and let's do the same for tasks now. Let's copy this. What the? I wanted to copy this thing. This whole thing. Boom. Okay. And we'll just shoot this up here. And get rid of this whole thing. And then go to the... We'll get rid of this too. Is that there? Oh, okay. Go to today's tasks. And copy this. Go to tomorrow's tasks. Boom. And just double check the filters just in case. Always want to do bug checks while you can. Cool. And this to tomorrow. Nice. View all tasks you have tomorrow, and I've got the mini guides here. Okay. This is so good. Alright. So now we have a full set of yesterday, today, and tomorrow dashboards to easily manage what's going on in the short term. And now we're going to apply the same thing and just expand the time horizon. So let's start. Let's just do it in order. Last 7 days. I'm really glad that these are already blue. So yeah, we've got this dashboard here. Now, yeah, the last 7 days, the dashboard for this is generally going to be, yeah, it's not that important. So that's why I haven't done like last 7 days, like projects, tasks, notes, blah, blah, blah. I've just let it all in one dashboard. But what's more important is the achievements, I believe. So that's been fully fleshed out. Okay, let's see what we've got here. We've got these two mini guides. I'm happy with just those two. Let's delete this because the users know what to do. And get rid of this menu. And so we update these icons too. I want it to show everything. So we need to make these blue because it shows everything. Change these icons. And change the filter. Cool. So it shows us all the stuff we did, even though it's very small. You can still kind of catch a glimpse, but yeah, this is the main way that you'd want to see the stuff you've done. like this, just for a quick glance. And this needs to be changed to the triangle because it's active. Okay. Right, see this. Past 1 week. That's good. Let's call this, let's do a back. I will call this week. Alright, getting into what we would actually use this for. See the achievements we had for the last 7 days. And I think this needs an update. Because I do like how this shows, but yeah, let's make this default background. I'm just gonna go to, let's fix this first, one thing at a time. Let's go here, fix that, get rid of this. Let's go to this week, because I think this is the most polished version. This week's projects. This week's achievements. Okay, it's like this. So you've got a board, a gallery. I also want to see the highlights. That's something that's missing from here. So I'll go to the last 7 days achievements and fix it over there. I'm just going to check my liked version minigames reference. If I go to reflect and I go to the week reflections, don't know if week reflections, okay. Yeah, let's see what we've got over here. Sorry, not week design. That is reflect. We go to week reflections. This week reflection at the end. Yeah, this is how I want it to show. Okay, so we've got it here. Let's adjust it. And let's change this icon to the play button, the big play button to show the week. Shows our OctaCore achievements, our tier list, and let's make this a default. Because really, yeah, like I said, you want to have this all on the same page. And we'll get rid of this line, don't like it anymore. And we need this line here. Cool. That's sweet. And I want the group status to be there. Hide all, just show achieved. Yeah, that's how I want it to show. Let's do it for this subgroup. Go status. Oh no, status. Always get rid of this hide empty groups thing because it's just better. Okay. I can't do it with this one, that's fine. So the highlights, this is what I wanted to have, the highlights here. So you've got this. It's achieved. Yep, that's all sweet. And then you've got your calendar views and you've got all this crap. All this crap. All this good stuff. What am I saying? Okay, so I'll just give you guys a peek of what the mini game is, because I just like, you guys must be lost. So let's go. Wait for this load. Week reflections, this week reflection. Okay, so this is how we saw the dashboards before, and the dashboards are like, you know how to reflect on your week already, and you just want a quick look. in terms of this, it's a step-by-step process breaking on how you reflect on your week. And so basically what we want is insight from our achievements so that we can build a better design for the next time. You'll see what I mean because of the gameplay loop. So first thing is to rewind. If you see here, you've got a guide over here. That's a video guide that I made for how to do this. And also, yeah, the first step is to rewind. So you want to reflect on everything that you've done over like the month or whatever, just to see if you have a lot of things that you've done or you haven't. The next is that you want to review. You want to make all the edits to your projects, tasks, and notes that you haven't already, just because before we get into the reflection, it's easier if you manage all this stuff before you start reflecting. So we do all that over here like this. Then we go into tasks. And again, like you'll see this menu system is really good like this. You can do the same for tasks, manage all our tasks. So if I sorted my finances already, I can add that to achieved. I didn't do this thing, I'm going to remove the date because I'm not doing that. And get rid of these two random things. Then we go into notes. We can see any notes that we had for this week. So I'll definitely be stealing this and putting it into the dashboards. Then we go to reflect. And this is where, so we've done all the hard work. Now we just get to basically, yeah, get all the insights from what we just learned. And so we've got our achievements list here. We've got a journal that kind of guides us into these key questions about how our week went. So we can do that. Then we can reflect on OctaCore, which is the key system that governs life game design. And again, we've got a whole bunch of things here. Really, these are, it looks like a lot, but all you do is a checkbox of like, where did you fall in terms of these areas. Cool. And then you've got your OctaCore board of achievements, so you can see how your life is going in all these different areas of life. Whether you need to correct or not, and without like some random ass guru who doesn't know anything about you telling you exactly what to do with your life, you have to figure that out for yourself. But you need a system to know how to do that in the first place. So this is the system I created to do that. And then you go into relax, where you just see all of these different ways to view your achievements. So we're going to copy that and put that on the dashboard. And then after, like I said, you'll be guided into seeing what game is next. So once we reflect, we design. So the whole process of life game design is that it's a process to basically find and build and design what is fulfilling to you in life. And so first you make a vision, you create a design, you focus on one thing that will get you to achieve something, and then you reflect on it and you keep on repeating the process. Okay, so what we want to do now is, like I said, go back to the dashboard and get to the this week dashboard and paste that puppy in. Okay, so yeah, I want to get rid of this because this looks ugly now to me. And I should have, okay, let's go back. I should have got the thing as well. So I'll go to the mini games. Let's go to reflect, week reflections. Yeah, I want this week's tasks too, but I think I need a, oh, I did it. Okay, yeah, I did update it here. Nice. Okay. So let's take this and pop it into tasks. Because, yeah, this is, nope. Nope. Yeah, that's the one. All right. So we can see what we did during the week, the OctaCore breakdown, tier list, and highlights, and they all look right. Okay. So this is sorted. I just want to make sure that this shows a bit better. So I'm going to have to move these. Yeah. I'm going to have to move these on all of them. I just need to move them one across. So 1, 2, 3. Well, I don't need to move that actually, just those ones. And I need to make sure they're aligned across all of the views. Okay, so I've got, yep, nothing's changing. And you can see this is a bit weird, so do that. Nice, I'm gonna get rid of this. And the last one I need to do it for his notes. Cool. Yeah, we just leave these two there. Okay, get rid of that. Color this. Make sure that the top is uniform before we do anything else. Get rid of this. Alright, cool. So we've got this week. Actually, I think I got ahead of myself. We were doing the last 7 days, but what we did also is this. So we can take this and paste it into our last 7 days. And we can do that for both of these projects and tasks. Okay, so let's do that. So last 7 days, we can do our last 7 days achievements and get rid of these two and replace them and just change the filters. So all I need to do is make it past week instead of this week, which is really easy. One annoying thing, nah, I'm not going to rant on Notion anymore. I love Notion. Okay, so we've got our tasks a little bit hidden here in case you just want to see your projects. So let's speed run this. Cool. Okay, that's all sorted. So last 7 days achievements and views are done. So let's carry on with polishing this week. And we need to come back here, get rid of that. Continue my music that you can't hear, unfortunately. Okay. I didn't know what to do about music because it'd be copyrighted, but if you're watching this, you probably just want to focus on what I'm doing, I guess. So for the main dashboard for this week, I wanted it to make it like you can see your projects and tasks side by side. So you've got just a basic status view of each. So what you would want to do is like hide these things. And then, yeah, just look at exactly what you want to look at. And the same with your calendar. You can see, even though it's like really small, you can always use these to, you know, scrunch either side up. Because it doesn't, yeah, you can just do that and readjust it whenever you want. So for this, let's change the icon to be fluid with the whole app. So if it's a week view, you get to see the week. This is a active status. So I use this three section triangle to represent these 3 status options that always show. And it's the same for projects and tasks. I've seen a lot of people who make project and task managers, and for their projects and tasks, they use separate status options when it's like, why the hell would you do that when they're almost identical in how you manage them? So if you look at the status over here, you've got bucketed, awaiting, actioning, focusing, achieved, archived, and it's exactly the same for projects. So you don't have to learn 2 things, and it makes it, yeah, just so much easier. Okay. Cool. Let's update this icon too. Alright. Get rid of this. go to the mini games if you don't know what to do. Cool. And I'll call this week. And like I did before, I want to change this layout into gallery. Get rid of the thing. So group by nothing, but I want to sort it so that the focusing things come first. Status is ascending, put that to the top. And then I need to adjust the filter, I think. No, we're good. I need to actually add the status there as well. I don't want to see archive things here. Okay, and I need to adjust the properties. So URL, I need to see the areas. I want to see the projects, the OctaCore status, and the note type. Cool, this looks good. Am I forgetting anything? No. Okay. And one more thing I want is all the names of these, so like we did before. Projects. Cool, let's do tasks. And let's do notes. Okay, it's looking good. Let's do this week's achievements should be, yeah, that's done because we just did that before. Let's just double check this. Oh, yep. Okay. And let's do this week's projects. Now this looks, yeah. Let's do that and let's make it just like how we had the one in today. So today's projects, yeah, I want this toggle list everywhere. I just want to make sure I did that in last 7 days as well. Yeah, I got the toggle list. I don't have a toggle list here, but I don't need it here. Not in the achievements views. This week. So let's unlock this. So you can see it by status. You can see it by OctaCore. Let's see, yep. Oh, why is it showing the main project? Get rid of that. Make sure this is showing, yeah, sub items. This is all good. This stuff is looking all good too. Status, tier list, priority. Da da da. And then you can see a calendar, but with these calendars I made it so you can't see things that are achieved because it becomes clutter when you're planning. Because we already have views to appreciate the things that we've achieved. Okay. And I've got these, I've got to fix this attachment here. So highlight. Oh god. Mini guide. I just want to make sure that is the same on here. So if I go to review projects. Okay. Yeah, I want to copy these through as well. At least the database view explanations. See, I think I need to go to design for this. So let's go to design and weak designs. Go to projects. Should be here and organize. Yeah, this is where it's from. Okay, yeah, this is what I wanted to see. Cool, so I just copy this, put it in this week's projects. So here I've got status, OctaCore, tier list, priority highlights, week and month calendar. Nice, so that explains everything. Easy. Okay, so we can do the same for tasks. If we go to, close that. If I go to organize, and it should look like this. So if I go to this week's projects dashboard, I want to go to this week's, where I just want to make sure these project status highlights. Yep, that's cool. So this week's tasks. And just copy the format here. So you get rid of this, add a space, and we're going to put the toggle. We're going to put this here. Go back to tasks, put that in, but we're actually going to have to hide it in another toggle. We're going to steal the projects one. View all the tasks you have this week. Hide that inside here. Get rid of this old one. Make sure it's tasks. Yep. And get rid of this. Get rid of the other one too. And then replace it with the task mini guides. Ah, oh, damn, it's not linking. Okay. Come on. Yeah, alright. Cool, so you've got the tasks, and I'm just going to check the database explanations. I've taken away weeks projects. Let me just see if I want to keep that. Because this is a handy view, but it can be tricky. Project. So this is like a really advanced view. Basically, you can see, I'll show you. So this task here, we're going to use an example, clean my room. And if I have a whole bunch of tasks attached to that, I can do desk clean. I can do bedroom, sheets or something, whatever. Okay, so I've got projects attached to this task. So I've got tasks attached to this project. God. And so if I go to tasks and I go to organize, there we go. So now I can see all of the tasks. The thing is with weeks projects is that you have to have a task attached to the project for it to show here. But then that means once you have tasks, you can see all of your, you can see all of the tasks and even add them from here or like change their status from here, which is really handy. If you do this, that means that the template won't be set. So ultimately it is better to add new tasks in the actual project itself. But really the power of this is going back to the projects. Is, let's say I've got a whole bunch of stuff. So I had to clean my room. I've got, what else do I have on? Let's say I had a strength project that was like 4 days of gym. And then what I would do, once I wait for the template to load, just add a cover photo. Let's do gym. Yeah, this dude, this beast. Then I would have like day 1, and then day 2, 3, and day 4. So at the end of the week, if I forgot to fill these in, I can go to this view with the week's projects, and yeah, I can see if I did these. So I can go and put them, like, let's say, oh god, put in the wrong thing. Yeah, I can put them all in to achieve like that. So I can see, like, yeah, all of these projects. Yeah, I like this. So we're going to add this to this week's tasks view, because we'll have this in the, it's explained how to use it in the database explanations. Okay, so I'm just going to check all of these filters. Just want to make stuff is showing in my calendar. Because all of these things are achieved, it won't show. So I've just got to set the date to today. And this will show in the tasks. Yep, there we go. Cool. Alright, alright. Let's copy and paste this into here. I'm going to get rid of this so I'm not confused, but I do want to keep this over here. Boom. And so I need to just pop that in there, get rid of this. Oh, I'm going to use that line break. That's what I want. Get rid of this. And now it's sorted. We've got all the tasks that we have done this week or will do this week, and we've got this really cool week's projects view. I'm just going to make sure the database view explanations are right. Yep, we're sorted. Okay. And I've got the mini guides. Man, we are steaming through this. Okay, so we've done all of that. The last one is notes. I'm just going to, again, use this because essentially I want the user to be familiar. Design, it would be in reflect. So I've got to go to reflect, week reflections, this week reflections, into review, and into notes. Yeah, because what you would do, if, like, this is an optional thing, if you want to review any notes you've had this week and organize them, but that's if you're like a power user of Life Game Design. But regardless, I want these to sync up. So these look all the same. I'm gonna take this. Yep, that's all accurate. Copy this, and I'll make sure this is all good. Do I want to show this separation? I think, why not? I think why not? So, yeah, let's do that. This week. Just making sure all of these are solid. And I'm just going to see the sorting is good as well. I'm going to make the status ascending. So it shows me stuff in focus first. And then I've got the, yeah, okay, that looks perfect. So let's take that, put it into this week's notes, get rid of this thing, put on this thing, and where am I? Database view explanations, yes. It doesn't need a walkthrough because it doesn't make sense in the context, because you really need to, it makes sense when you do the minigame, so that's fine. Put the line break there, put the database view explanations there, take this week's tasks, copy this, put it there, view all notes you've edited this week. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of that, put that in there. Okay, and then we need to get the relevant mini guide. So I want a notes mini guide and a note type mini guide too. So one by one. Come on, please. Link, link. Ah, no. I hate that red triangle. I hate that red triangle. Giving me an extra 5 seconds of work to do. How dare you? Notes mini guide. Note type mini guide. So /3C to easily make 3 columns. I want the notes. I want the note type here. And I want the mini guide here. And then delete all the empty columns. And that looks nice and clean. Alright, let's review what we've done. So this is our short-term dashboards. We've got our last 7 days. We've got this week. Let's go into this week. We've got the nice blue theme. Everything is spaced evenly. We've got a quick look at all of our projects and tasks for the week. But this is a bit scrunched up. It's not meant to be pretty in this sense. I think the notes, we can actually go back to this week's notes and take this and put it in that main page. Because we've got the space for it, that's fine. That's cool. Get rid of that. Come on. It doesn't want to go. Get rid of that. And I also want to put a space here. Line break. Put a space above it and below it. Nice and clean. Okay. So yeah, for projects and tasks, I want them to be side by side. So I want a quick view at these things. But then you want to have the extra granularity. So this week's achievements, you can see all of your achievements you made. You can hide the tasks. Mainly you want to look at all your, project achievements for the week, because that's more significant. Then you can see your week's projects breakdown. And you've got this bar telling you all this stuff. I like it, I like it. Same with this week's tasks. Same with this week's notes. Very good. Okay, we need to copy most of this stuff into the next 7 days. And I think that's going to be really easy, because all we need to do is get rid of this and just copy what we did before. Makes it super fluid. Okay, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh, damn. What is this? Oh yeah, this is the same concept that we covered. But I've got a guide for that, so get rid of this. And let's polish up the menus, make this all look fluid and uniform. I'm currently debating whether I change this into a button from a heading, but I kind of like how it's huge. If this were to be replaced by a button that said go back to the short-term dashboards, I don't think it would have the same appeal, and I don't like having 2 rows of buttons as well. So I think we'll leave it like this. Anyways, we'll go back to this week and just copy all that stuff. So I'm going to open these two in 2 different tabs so I can switch between them a lot faster. And put this aside. Okay, so we've got this week. We're going to copy this whole dashboard. I don't believe we need the... Yeah, for next 7 days, you can't have notes in the next 7 days. That doesn't make sense. But then, so we got this. We need to put it all into... Let's try that again. Let's copy the whole thing. Because otherwise I need to do extra work. Oh my god, what? Doesn't like me. Yo, copy that. Okay, I think we got it this time. Because it's being slow. Come on. Okay, there we go. Nice. Alright, now we get rid of this. Get rid of that. Boom. Okay, so view all projects tasks. So get rid of that, make the terminology right. Projects and tasks for next week. Well, really for the next 7 days. And yeah, you've just got these basic ones, and now we just need to change the filters, and it's just these. It's very easy, just got to change these first ones. Nice. Cool. So you've got next 7 days dashboards. Let's go back to this week and get this week's projects and copy that. So next 7 days. Next 7 days projects. Boom. For your projects you have in the next 7 days. Let's see if the mini guide's copied. Yes, yo, highlight, I swear. It hates me. Has a personal grudge. Highlight the mini guide. There you go. You are connected again, my friend. Okay. So this is all good, but I need to change the filters. So next week. Now this is where I wish all of my years playing Osu and League of Legends and stuff like that would help me with my clicking, but honestly, it's been so long since I played those that I have like literal like boomer mechanics. So I'm so slow at clicking. Okay. Let's go next 7 days tasks and do the same thing. So this week's tasks and just copy it. Because we are lazy. Tasks mini guide is unlinked. Just make sure these work, just in case I forgot to show you how these mini guides work and what they are. It's just really distilled information on how LGD works. So you always get shown a basic view, infographics, and you get shown an in-depth view with more infographics, blah blah blah. Easy life, so you don't have to remember anything about the SAP off by heart. Cool, let's change the filters. So you can get a really good insight as to what's happening in the next week. Nice. And we need to change the terminology. You have next 7 days, not week. Okay, let's quality check these. Your tasks you have, your projects you have in the next 7 days. And you've got the dashboards. Okay, last one. We got this month. Oh man, this is. Oh, I've got after this build video. There's going to be an achievements build. So yeah, almost after this, it'll be like all done, all done. I can't wait, man. So let's do what we were talking about before. I'm going to tidy up the menus at the top first before I get ahead of myself. And we'll move these to... Do I need to move this? No, leave that. Okay. So yeah, this is the same thing, but this month. I kind of just like did yesterday, today, tomorrow, last 7 days this week, next 7 days. I didn't want to do the same for this month because I feel like that's a bit much. And in the pro version of LGD, you also have, yeah, you can do that better through the mini games anyways. So let's make haste and get this done quickly. So I'll delete that, turn this blue, not brown because that looks horrible. Move these, go to projects, do the same. Blue, delete. Okay, so that all of that polishing is done. I think I can just get rid of, yeah, I can just get rid of all of these. All of my previous hard work just gone down the drain, and replace it with this new stuff. Okay, oh god, look at this. Ugly. Get out of here. And now we're going to replace it with all the weak stuff pretty much and just change the timeline. So this month, that might take a while to load. I'll just get the other stuff in the meantime. I'll just paste them all in first so I don't have to switch too much. But I really hope I don't confuse myself. I've done that a few times. Okay, tasks. This month projects. And the last one, this week's notes to this month's notes. Okay, so let's go to back to this month's dashboard. Now let's just work by it one by one. So just change this. We need to make sure the mini guides are not acting up. Okay, they're not acting up. And we need to change the timeline for that to that this month. Do this too. I'll leave this as a week calendar because I don't think you'd want to, yeah, you really don't want a month calendar when you're looking at it like this. But once you edited this month and change the filters for that. So turn that to month, turn that to month. I'm making this look easy, but when I was going throughout the process of building this all to scratch, honestly, this has been through like 8 to 9, more like 10 iterations of figuring out how this works. And as you can see, I've been replacing stuff even now. It's a lot. It's been a lot. I need a thing for the month. I'll just leave it as a play button for now. I want to see actually what is the icon that I'm using for this month is the calendar at the moment. I want to see if there's anything else I can use that kind of Maybe this? The big play button? Big television play? Yeah, let's do that. Because it fits in with this whole theme. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, I like that. And where was I? Over here. No? I think I was in here. Yes. Okay, yeah. So let's make it this month. Okay. Cool. And let's change. Now, what we're gonna have to do for the month's achievements is not group by status, but we want to group it by the date and we want to group it by the week. And I'll show you why we want to do that. Because if we have this in the next, oh, wait a minute, where did that go? Did I not change this yet? Oh yeah, okay. Okay, now you'll see. Boom. Okay, so what you want to do is like be able to see a breakdown of what you did each week, and I think that's really valuable because there'll be some weeks where you did a lot, some weeks where you didn't do that much, and you just want to see the difference between those two. And so we're going to do that for all of these. Before I get ahead of myself again, I want to do all the filters first and then go on to that. So let's do this month. So let's change all the filters first. For the tier list, you don't really need to see it. That's fine. Just make sure the sorting is right. That's good. See all the highlights for this month. Okay, now we can, now we can do the grouping. Subgroup by date. So you want the subgroup by date, subgroup by, and don't do relative date. Relative date is horrible because look at this. It does like yesterday, today, next. Ugh, it's disgusting. And just subgroup by date by week. And it will automatically pick up the week based on the calendar. It's really cool. Very intuitive how they've done it. Don't need to do it for tier list, but I want to do it for highlights. So group by date, project date, and do it by week. So this is a reason, I think a lot of project and task managers in Notion, they have like a 2-date system. So they'll have like a start date, end date, and they may even have like a deadline or like all these random things. And I had that originally in my own system, but what I found is that when I tried to track achievements especially, it just made it so much more confusing. So I found this a lot more efficient. Just having one date for these things. Cool. So that is done. I need to change the tasks as well. And I want to get rid of, I need to get rid of the underline in the week ones. This week's achievements. Because we copied it from there, that means it's, get rid of that. No. And it doesn't have a line. This is how I know I'm getting tired. I'm not seeing these things. Okay. Done a lot of live streams today, but that's cool. I would usually do it. I feel like it's giving me a lot more energy than just doing it by myself. But I do feel at the same time it's a little bit slower, but yeah. If it helps someone, then cool. Okay. Change these filters to this month. And we're gonna have to change this date thing. Actually, we're gonna have to change how this looks altogether. Status. I know I want to keep this OctaCore thing. I'm gonna do it again by the. I'm gonna do it by subgroup, by dates. Do it by week. It's cool, so you can see every week what you did in terms of OctaCore. This date, however, I think I might just get rid of this view. because it helps for the weak one, but having it as a board, yeah, no, don't like it. So mainly I want to see this. I just want to see a mad list of these things. Yeah, we'll just leave it there. I'm trying to think. How else could I? Nah, yeah. Let's leave it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, cool. So let's change this to month. Change highlights again. Someone tell this dude to stop backing up. Okay. So this month. Okay. And let's go in reverse order. And group by date. By week. Yeah, cool. So I can see the highlight. Yeah, I can see like this week I had these highlights, and like this week I had these highlights. Yeah, that's exactly how I want to see it. Nice. And I think for the priority, for now, something's telling me that I need to have a system like this for the priority, where it's like a board just for the month. Let me experiment with it. So I would have a board, and then on the top, how would I do this? I want to see the weeks. So we go to the grouping. So I want to group by the week, group by the date, do it by the week. Okay, no. Group by the priority. Yeah, I want the priority here, like this. And then I want the weeks as a subgroup. So date by week. Okay, yeah, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. But I need some context. So I need the status, and I need the RTY, the date. What are these? Right? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, this is how I want it. So if I show you, if I change this to focusing, where's the other priority? Yeah, that looks good. So I can see what I've got, and for each week I can see what my priorities are. I think that's a much better view than this. This is fine for everything up to the week, but once you get to the month, you need to see more granularity. More granularity in each week. So I'll leave that. Oh, Maki, so you mentioned that the UI doesn't motivate. Sorry, this is a. I don't know if you were watching before, but these are the mini games, and this is what the focus is on the whole like gamification thing. But these dashboards that I'm building at the moment are just a way to speed run the process of doing that. So in a way, the short-term dashboards, like all this stuff, this is like your standard like productivity things. Like once you get used to going through a whole process of the mini games, then this is like the much more like streamlined version of everything. But I want to show you real quick what I was doing. So in terms of like how you plan this week, in terms of this, yes, it's built like a standard productivity app, and it doesn't guide you into how to manage your week, how to do all these things. But on the contrary, if I go to the mini games over here, now this is giving me a whole gameplay loop of how I should design my life. Now, if I were to design one of my weeks, I would go to design, go here, and now you've got a step-by-step process into what that's going to look like in the first place. So over here, the purpose is creating a week dashboard to gain clarity. And the first thing you do is look at all of your achievements that you've made throughout all of these different areas of life, basically. Then it kind of works like levels in a game. So every game that has good design doesn't just throw you into the deep end unless they did that intentionally. The only game that does that is like Dark Souls, where they give you like the biggest boss just to like humble you. But most games don't do that. And so what you want to do is slowly ramp up the quote unquote difficulty of what you're doing. And so, yeah, it works not as like this idea of like cringification where everything has to be like 8-bit and really like fluffy, really like meaningless, stupid shit just to make it visually appealing. It's that perfect blend of like functional aesthetic flow. So game menus like God of War or Horizon Zero Dawn have that really good balance. So what you do in terms of designing your week is that you do a journal to align, and mainly you have a focus intention over here. So the focus intention is about all the areas of life that you are currently dialing in on. Because if you don't choose what you're going to align for this period of your life, then it will be chosen for you. And so what you want to do is have this. You also have a vision board that you would have made in the previous mini game. If you want to learn more about that, you want to watch like the full tour of life game design in the link in the description, but I'm just doing this for your sake. Then we've got over here like a projects view, so we can see all the stuff we have in our lives over here and kind of like drag and drop it into what we'd be doing for the week. So if I clear the date for all of these and just get rid of these random projects, let me do that. Let's do a clean slate. Basically, it's like you've got an empty week here. You don't know what you're going to do. What would be the best thing to do is like look at everything you've got. Say like, okay, I need to clean my room. I want to listen to Dr. K and I want to read this book or something, right? And then you want to do something that you actually enjoy. So once you look at this, you're like, okay, this is a pretty boring week. Maybe you want to like watch a movie or something. I would watch like Lord of the Rings or whatever. And then you can see like on a top-down view of like how your week would be looking in terms of like doing all these things. And so you just do a brainstorm of all that. And then you go into a time blocking section. So because like designing a whole week is there's so much to it, so much of a task. Basically, another thing that games do well is that they break down every section of what you need to do into very small tasks. And so that's the same ideology with this. And so I have other projects that I need to do, and I can see on my calendar, I've scheduled all these things in. I can't do them all on the same day, so I'm going to spread them out, and I can just do that really easily like this. And I can also take stuff from here that doesn't have a date and pop it in here, and it automatically assigns a date. Last part is organizing all these things. So if I've already organized it, I can see it, and if I haven't, then I can improve it. So you've got all these different ways to do a little bit of extra organizing. especially doing the highlights. And if you don't exactly know how, I've got a video guide up here to show you step by step. But really, if you open this up, it will tell you follow the walkthrough, read the database explanations to get the guide. But yeah, that's how you would kind of like organize your projects. And basically, like, these are all the things that you're going to make into achievements for the week. Because the whole purpose of organizing or managing your life isn't just so that you're organized, it's so that you can, like Alex Hormozy said, build an undeniable stack of proof that you are who you say you are. And so what you want to do after design, after we get to, like, we finish this and then we get to review, we can see how our week is going to look by looking at our dashboard, blah, blah, blah. That's all the kind of like quote unquote boring stuff, but I've made it like as systemized as possible so you can do it as fast as possible, as efficiently as possible. Because the thing with games is that you play games like, let's say, Fallout or Skyrim or whatever, like 50 to 70% of your time is just like preparing for the fun part, for combat and all that stuff. And it's the same with managing and organizing your life. You need to spend a lot of time sorting it out before you're able to rack up achievements. But once you do, that is the cool part, because then you get to, yeah, build up that stack of proof of what you're doing. And so if I go to this achievement section here, let me first, I need to actually put all of those projects as achieved. So let me go back and do that real quick. I'm just going to search for them. I'm going to say all of this stuff is done. I'm going to get rid of these studs. And then you'll see if I go to all my achievements and I get rid of this filter. Boom. This is like the main purpose of it. You get to see like over your life, and this is just like from a week, but essentially what you would want to see is everything that you've ever done in your life and how meaningful that was to you. Because if you find what's meaningful to you, you will figure out how to do more of it just intuitively. It's kind of like you find a playstyle in a game that you like and you just figure out how to do more of it, and you just end up spending more and more time doing more of what you love. And if that is playing games, that's cool. And if it's not, then you need to sort it out, because everyone's different. Like, you can see these people who quote like, oh, Elon Musk plays games, oh, these people play games, but yeah, it works for them. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You have to know yourself. So that's what this is about. And so, yeah, what I was mentioning before is that these dashboards aren't really the gamified version of this, but this is like the speedrun version, you know? So like, again, in games, like, when you do a speedrun of something, it doesn't look good. It looks glitchy and it looks so screwed up. And it's not it's not really how bad this looks. It's more of like, this isn't the completely gamified experience of what we're building here. So you say the app looks so overwhelming and you say you're really demotivated. What would make you come back to the app instead of avoiding it? So again, I showed you I'm showing you like behind the scenes of the minigames. What you do in this is that I'm showing you all of this at once. You wouldn't be able to access all of it at once. And so what I've seen, like, from the cycle of like demotivation basically, is that, one, you don't have focus in life. Two, you don't know how to design your life, and you're not reflecting on what you've done in the past, and you don't have a vision. So all of those things have been breaking down into a cycle like this, the minigame cycle, which is basically all the knowledge that I've gained from like all these self-help books and podcasts about these things that people say that aren't connected in any type of way, and I've made it into a system to understand how these people say they design their lives and applying it into something that you can action. And so one thing that I find that literally all of my friends have in terms of how they feel demotivated in the first place is that they're not giving themselves credit for all the things they've done in their lives. And it's either because they don't have a system to show themselves what they've done. And also the process of, yeah, the process itself of managing of your life, the management of your life is, it's hard. Like that's kind of the thing. This is not, if you think of like managing one character in one game, that can be manageable. But life is almost infinitely more complex than a single game. So we need to apply the philosophy of game design to be able to manage how complex these things are. Because if we apply business strategy to this, business strategy doesn't account for whether you're having fun, whether you're fulfilled, whether you're getting enough sleep, all these things. Doesn't matter. Whereas game design, if a game designer makes a game where any one of their systems are inefficient, then the gamer will put it down as soon as they have to, because they have to pay to do this. Whereas like if you work for a business and you use a productivity system within a business, you get paid to do it and you get extra revenue if it works. So that's a whole kind of like philosophy behind this. Basically, getting down to like how you can understand like how to go through these like peaks and troughs of life in terms of motivation. Really, that's the thing. Like, no one can do it for you, but you need to find what works for you. So maybe for you, this might be overwhelming, and that's fine. Like, I'm not trying to make it sound like something it's not, but if you, let's say you just get like a standard project or task manager, it's not going to give you a cycle into learning self-development. It's not going to give you a way to understand where you are in life based on how you're managing it, based on what activities you're doing, and all this kind of stuff. So, like, honestly, the more simple that you try to make life, the more work that you have to do to manage its complexity. The way I think about it is like, if you try to manage areas, projects, tasks, and notes in a system like Apple Notes versus Notion, which this is built in, sure, Apple Notes makes it seem simple, but Notion, you can combine all those databases together and have everything linked together. It does mean that, yes, it's more complex, but there's more you can do. If you played any fighting game, you'll understand this instantly. It's like, the more moves that are available in a moveset of a fighting game, the more complex it becomes, but the more that you're able to achieve. Like, the less amount of moves that a character has in a fighting game, yes, it's more simple, but it means that they're limited. It means that they can't compete with these people who have more complex systems. And it's the same with life. Like, the more simple you try to live your life, the less you'll be able to achieve. And it's not a good or bad thing. You have to find what matters to you. Do you want a more simple life, or do you want to achieve more? I can't say what's right for you. And so, yeah, what the system does is help you go through this minigame cycle. And basically, the first thing you do is create a vision for yourself. You create a vision of all the things that you would want to achieve in life. Then you go on to design, which is what I showed before. You go through the design minigames and figure out, okay, I've got this like massive vision of all the stuff I want to do in the future, but I need to like ground myself and figure out, okay, what am I doing right now? I need to like clean my room. I want to read these books. I want to listen to this podcast. I want to work on my side business. I want to get promotion at work, whatever. You need to figure out, take all these things that you have in your life and just like mind dump it into a digitized system. Because if you like think of all those things that I said and keeping it in your head, like, it's pretty difficult, right? And then, yeah, then you figure out what your focus area is. That's kind of a video you'll need to watch in terms of OctaCore. But basically, it's the 1 to 3 areas of life that you're dialing in on at this moment. And then you put all your focus into achieving, and then you reflect. Cool. And you mentioned you use Trello. I'm just going to look that up because I've heard about it before. Trello, cool. Yeah, big project management thing. The thing with Trello and all those other apps that I found, and like honestly, I would use them if they incorporated game design, is that like, yeah, they literally don't have a game design. So they don't have the minigame cycle. and they don't have an achievement system. So I bet every time you complete a project or whatever in Trello, it goes to an archive. So it's not like it's it's corporate tools made for corporate businesses. It's not for you to celebrate all these things that you're doing in your life. So I'm guessing in Trello you don't write like in Trello you wouldn't say like, oh, I listened to this podcast. Oh, I went to this Japan trip and I have all these memories. Oh, I like made all this progress in the gym. In Trello, yeah, you could do that, but like in terms of how those achievements would motivate you to do more, that doesn't exist because yeah, like I said, all of these apps lack the genius of game design. Because if you want to treat your life like a corporate business, the thing is, if you've listened to the podcast Diary of a CEO, you'll quickly realize that all of these people who treat their lives like a corporate business end up feeling like their lives are like a corporate business. And so the thing with the system is that if you treat your life like a game, it will feel more like a game. And that doesn't mean everything is fun. It means that everything is a lot more engaging. But you have to design it. That's the thing. Life is the only game that you both have to play and have to actively design yourself. So yeah, like you said, it's about self-reflection because yeah, those other productivity and life management apps don't allow for self-reflection, which is probably like the most valuable thing that you could do within a time where like you could be listening to 1,000 different like gurus on 1,000 different topics, but the knowledge that you can get from just looking at what your own life looks like compared to, you know, dealing with all the clutter of what all of these people saying is, I think, 1,000 times more valuable than just like blindly listening to these people. Because if you think about self-help in general, the whole thing is that it's self-help, not someone else helping me. It's me understanding more about myself so I can help myself. And if your system that manages life doesn't allow you to do that in the first place, then it's broken from the start. And yeah, that's the whole point of what I'm building here. So anyways, I'm gonna finish. That was a big rant and segue, but I'm glad I could have that conversation with you. But yeah, let's finish off this over here. And even like coming back to this, the stuff that are built in here is inspired by like, you know, the corporate business productivity mindset, because like that can be helpful. Because everything isn't going to be fun all the time. That's like the opposite end of the spectrum of people who use like what's called gamification, is that they try to make everything fun and easy when life isn't always just fun and easy. This month. So let's change these filters. Well, and we're going to change this as well to what we did before. So let's get rid of this. I'm going to make this a board, and we're going to have the priority here. So we're going to group by priority, reverse descending, and then we're going to have a subgroup by the date, and we're going to do it by week. Get rid of some of these so it's easier. Okay. Call this months projects. And I just want to test that view. So let's go to projects. I think it was the room clean. So if I have that back, let's go back to month's tasks, month's projects. Yeah, it's here. Cool. So I can see all of the status of the tasks of the projects that I had this month. Nice. Okay. Make sure these are good. And I think I changed this in the month dashboard, so let's just take it from there. Yeah. I just gotta copy this and put it in there. Oh god, what am I doing? What am I doing? Okay. Nice. Nice. Yeah, no, that's good. Since this is going to be a month view for this OctaCore, I'm just going to take off the page content because there's going to be a lot and just leave it like that. Just check the properties, areas, that's cool. And I'll do the same for the note type. Just take away the page content. Okay, links, I'll leave it. All right, I like that. So month's notes. All right. So that is pretty much it. So we've done, in the previous builds, we've done the areas, projects, tasks, and notes dashboards, which look like this. That kind of just like help you organize the stuff really quickly if you need to. We have done the utility dashboards where you can see all of your overdue things. Let it load, let it load. Cool, we've got that. We've got overdue projects. And we've got the system where we can like take it from here and put it in a calendar really easily. And we've also done an archive. We've done a cool capture page that has all of our things. And finally, we've done the short-term dashboards. So that is a wrap. That is an absolute wrap. Okay. And we've done the phone dashboards in the previous build as well. But I'm thinking that may be a habits dashboard. I'm thinking I'd really love to put in a habit tracker in this, but have it tied to projects and tasks. But that's still a bit experimental, I would say. So I'll do that later in the build. But yeah, for now, we're looking really good. And so, yeah, we are sweet. I'm gonna make this large. Oh no, it already is large. Okay, whatever. Cool. So in the next build guide, I believe I'll be building out this achievements view that I was showing earlier. And this will be able to let you see all of the things that you've ever done in your whole life. And yeah, this will really kind of like really motivate you, regardless of whether you have a lot of achievements or a small amount of achievements. If you have a small amount of achievements that you've had throughout your life, it's going to motivate you to do more. And if you've had a lot, you're going to be like, I want to keep this level of intensity in my life. I want to do more and more of the things that I love. And that will drive you. So in the next part of this build guide, we will go into building an achievement system based on the unique framework of OctaCore that helps you understand, organize, and optimize every area of your life, and also the tier list, which helps you see all of the most fulfilling things that you've ever done in your life. We're just going to be polishing these views that I've made already because, yeah, I've already done most of the work. So, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in that episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me and even, yeah, having these conversations with me. That was really cool. I didn't expect anyone to actually be watching and engaging with this. So awesome. You guys have a good night. I'm going to sign out.